Those of you who have been following me or know me, you know that my whole goal in life is to inspire others and to teach others what I have learned in this lifetime. And you may or may not know that I am a coach. I have been coaching youth for really about the last 20 years as a mentor and a owner and operator of Angels Among Us Youth Camp. And I started a program called Wild Child Forever, which is a self-mentoring program where I am the only mentor so far, but where I mentor youth in the outdoors and share what I know with them, and just to try to instill some natural values to them and with them, and to grow and create outdoor memories that will last them a lifetime. So today I'd like to talk about natural deficit disorder. There's a great book called Last Child in the Woods. If you haven't read it, I would look it up and get a copy. But in the United States, we've lost most of our small farms, and we have growing demands on our time. People spend more time traveling to and from work and to and from other activities. We have less free, unstructured outdoor time, especially for youth. Youth, as young Americans, now spend less time outdoors than prisoners in our prison system. Most youth have vitamin deficiencies and mineral deficiencies and amino acid deficiencies, and that comes with this increased amount of screen time that we have. Youths spend typically in America over 8 hours on screens, whether it be video games, TV, computer, smartphones, and they're leading a very sedentary life. And the youth of today's society are the most diseased in our history of humankind. 50% of all the people in the world are in urban areas, and 71% of mothers recall playing outdoors as a child daily, but only 26% said their children did. And children make choices and experience fear when playing outdoors. Children's leisure time is carefully controlled. They're often not left alone to make decisions and to develop the capacity to learn right from wrong and be responsible for their own actions. We have this age of helicopter parenting where parents are hovering over their children throughout their lives. 89% of all children are not allowed to stay outside, and that's in the developed world. Children and adults are detached from their food sources. Most children have never gathered food with their parents in a wilderness setting, outdoor setting, even including gardening in a lot of cases. Ambivalent relationship as humans to the rest of the natural world. We act like we're above the symbiotic relationship of all living things, when in fact we're part of it. We're part of the Earth's ecosystem. Kids read about nature on the internet, but when is the last time they laid on the grass in a field and watched the clouds roll by? For every hour a preschooler watches TV, there are 10% more likely to have ADHD, and the average screen time for a child is 5 to 7 hours a day, but I actually think it's higher than that. I work with youth every day, and I especially started working with youth on a daily basis in 2012, and I noticed a huge shift. In 2012, probably 60% of the youth that I encountered of the high school age range had a smartphone, and were using that smartphone throughout my interaction with them. And just a year or two later, the same percentage was true for middle schoolers. And now, just a few years later, so from 2012 to 2018, I would say about 50% of elementary age school children in the United States that I have encountered on a daily basis have a smartphone, no longer using the flip phone. And not only are they exposed to this enormous amount of screen time, unfortunately, when they're unsupervised, they are navigating things that are completely inappropriate for any underage child. And instead of it just being a high school age child who is nearing the final stages of brain development, these inappropriate items that are available to youth on the internet, such as pornography and other explicit materials, are now in the hands of elementary age children as young as kindergartners and first graders. And I'm even seeing preschoolers now with smartphones